drum line from hell. I'm dragging my boots past stones that remember me too well. Lantern in my hand, flickering, same as my damn face. Rust on a handle, smoke on my breath, both barely hanging in place. Camera cuts, fog crawl across a dead man's names. Storm trying to drown me out like it knows I earned the blame. I mutter to the dark, ain't nothing left alive. And the wind claws in, and the lantern rolls to life. Flame jumping high like it's mad I tried to quit. Like God punched a storm, saying boy not yet. Every shadow on the tombstone's turning back toward me, as if the dead wanna judge how hard I'll stand or bleed. If a rusted lantern outlives stone, then I'll live mine. If a dying flame could punch the dark, then I'll punch back twice in time. I ain't bowing out just cause the wind blows me. I'm standing tall in the mess I made. If that stubborn fire keeps burning on, then I'm damn well staying away. Deeper in the graveyard, guilt dragging like a chain. See the cross where I once begged God to forget my name. Rain hits the metal, steam rise like a quiet prayer. Feels like the sky the sins I laid bare. Then I hear a voice, not holy, not hellbound, just my own broken tone. Boy, you run from the fire, but you carry the spark. I freeze right there. Storm graze, lantern dark, all looking like witnesses. Flames swaying wild, painting gold on the rain, showing pieces of the man I ain't buried yet. Even the wind pauses a second like it wants me to breathe, like the night itself ain't ready to watch me leave. If a rusted lantern outlives storms, then I outlive my shame. If that flame swings back against the dark, then I swing harder at the pain. Ain't destiny, ain't mercy, just a stubborn man refusing to grave. And a fire that keeps reminding me I ain't done paying or saving. So I let that lantern high enough for my past to see me stand. If that old flame refuses dying, then I'll rise right where I am. I lay myself down in a field of dust, chest beating hard like an iron buzz. Night fell white as a sinner's death, stars looking down like they ain't done yet. Painting my ribs like a blacksmith swing, couldn't tell if it's death or a warning sting. I closed my eyes thinking nobody cared, just me and the sky too high to share. But when I opened up, slow as a prayer, one pale streak of starlight bent through the air. Not falling down, just lower inside, like it came to judge if I'd rise tonight. I muttered, What the hell you want with me? When answers soft, stand up and see. Feel like the heavens lean close to say, boy, I measure men by the fights they stay. If the sky comes down to measure me, then I'll rise on blood and memory. If the stars dip low just to test my name, I climb out the dark through hurt and flame. Got ash in my lungs, old sins on my skin, a cross on my neck, I walk thin and thin. If the sky bows down just to see my grit, I'll rise, goddamn, till my scars all fit. I remember her face in the starlit dawn, wild of eyes I depended on. I left her standing on a dirt road bench, swore I'd come back, then I broke that in. Carried that guilt like a brand on my hide, like a steel cold truth that never died. Now that same sky she prayed under once drops low on me like it wants to blunt. I pour my flask, take one slow drink, burn its deep, makes a man wanna think. Then I slice my thumb on a rust-tied ring, let a drop fall upward toward that thing. Blood shines red in the cold star glare, turns bright as fire in the midnight air. Felt like the heavens whispered back through grit, stand up, son, you ain't done with it yet. I coughed, if you're real, and watch me try. Sky hum low like a long reply. I clench my fist, breathe dust, and I said I'll rise for real, even if it bites. If the sky comes down to measure me, then I'll rise past pain and history. If the stars lay low just to watch me fight, I'll stand tall, bruised but burning bright. Got ash in my lungs, old sins on my skin, a rope of regrets I won't die in. If the sky stoops low just to test my wit, I'll rise, hell-bent till I rise to it. And I ain't clean, but I breathe like hell. My heart still hits like a rusty bell. If the sky steps down just to check my soul, then I'll climb that light till I'm whole. Night ain't mercy, but it ain't a lie. It shows who breaks and who learns to rise. So I lift my head with a cracked up grin, let the sky judge me. I'll rise till I reach it. If the sky comes down to measure me, oh, I'll rise in song, stand up and see. Oh, sky comes down to measure me, oh, I'll rise in song, stand up and see. Oh, comes down to measure me, oh, I'll rise in song. I lean my back on that old oak hill, midnight air breathing cold and still. Crickets cut out like they know my crime. Moon hangs low like it's past its time. This is where I lied to a waiting soul. Swore I'd stay clean, then I lost control. Roots ran deeper than the lies I spoke. Bark still holding every word I broke. Wind crossed through and the leaves start talking. Sound of my name and the branches knocking. Right in the middle of that broken shattered on word drops hard like a church bell shattered. Remember, I said ain't nobody here but me and you. Tree creek back like, boy, that's true. No eyes on earth know what I did here, set me. And this wood I branded with thin. If the old roots speak truth, I ain't running no more. Oh man, what I broke on this dirt, on this shore. If the bark still remembers every oath I spoke, then I'll stand in that shame till the chains all choke. Got ash on my breath, wild love in my veins, across See her face in the cut of this bar. Landing a light summer night, small town dark. She was wild for eyes in a Sunday dress. Kiss tasted like grace and a holy mess. Right here I swore with my hand on the trunk. Said I choose her over money and drunk. On my cheap chain high on a lower limb. Told God if I lie you can deal with him. But I left that girl for a stack of gold, for a gun, for a gang, for a heart gone cold. Now that same chain's green with my riding past, still swinging like a ghost in the evening glass. I pull my blade from my back left side. Steel shines dull like a tidal lie. Cut my palm till the red runs slow. Press it to the bark where the night wind blows. I mutter, God, if you're here, don't hide. Leaves breathe back, boy, swallow your pride. I tell that tree you remember my smoke. It groans like, yeah, but you ain't broke. If the old roots speak truth, I ain't running no more. I'll mend what I shattered on this hillside floor. If the bark still carries every crooked oak, then I'll bleed out change till it stains us both. Got ash on my tongue, wild love in my vein, gun on my hip, and a heart in chains. What I broke. I squeeze my fist, feel the cut line burn. Say I ain't that man if I don't return. Wind says my name with a softer tone, like the tree made space for a man half grown. And it don't wash clean what I did that day, but it carves one path through the mess I made. So I walk from the hill with my back still straight. Cold light in my chest, not fear, just faith. Just fade. You're walking through a night that ain't got no floor. Boots drag slow like they're scared to go forward. Dark in front, you pass a bus to town. Feels like the world wants to hold you down. Sky's pitch black like a shut-off prayer. Wind kicks dust in the cuts you wear. Then you lift one foot just to test the fight, and the dirt behind you starts glowing with light. A dim little trail made of ember shine only burns after your heel leaves time. You huff a laugh at that ghostly twist. If the trail builds behind me, hell, maybe I exist. You mutter, Lord, is that you or the dark? The wind throws back one quiet spark. Sounds like your voice in a different skin, saying keep moving, boy, this is how you begin. If the trail forms only when you're gone, then step again. Let the night be drawn. If the dust lights up when you break its hold, then your story ain't done, it's just being told. Got ash on your coat, wild sins in your veins, a cross on your neck that remembers your pain. If the path appears only after your fist, you keep walking forward so it learns to exist. Look back once at the mess you made. Every bad choice like a ghost parade. You see her face in a flicker of flame. Wild love woman who whispered your name. You lived there for a bottle and a gun, for a fight you swear you never really won. Guilt hits hard like a steel toe kick, and that trail behind you glows twice as thick. Then there's that Bible page folded in two. Words you never kept, but they still keep you. You take out your knife, draw a line in the air, slice your thumb like a midnight prayer. Red drops falling soft on the dirt, glow on the trail like a wound that works. Like the earth itself growls, don't resist. Keep moving, boy, you were born for this. You spit, hell I ain't dying in place. Shadow snaps back, then show your face. You steady your breath, boots hitting the dust, saying I walk my truth even if it cuts. Hit the trail ramps only when you're gone, then keep on stepping, keep leaning on. If the dark pulls back when your heel insists, then the world lights up where your shadow twists. I got ash on your coat, wild sins in your veins, scars on your knuckles that remember the pain. If the path appears only after your fist, then walk it proud, cause you make it exist. Yeah. You grin to the night like you know it's tuned. Blueprints glowing like a newborn moon. And it ain't clean, but it's yours to claim. A cold bright line with your crooked name. So you walk through the dark that never ends, trail burning behind you like a line of friends. Not a promise of peace, but a truth that fits. You only find roads by leaving your print. Came back to the grave, I dug for my pride. Shovel marks faded, but the dirt still lied. Last time I stood here, ground swallowed me whole. Felt like the earth tried to cash in my soul. Midnight wind cut deep like a preacher's dial. Moon hung crooked like it figured me out. I stepped down the mountain thinking it'd cave again, but the dirt stood firm, held me up like a friend. It rose a bit higher than the night before, like the ghost of my guilt didn't live here no more. I whispered low with my breath half broke. If the grave won't have me, then I ain't the joke. Cause you as the empty ground, voice came back in the same damn sound, like the dirt itself was talking through me, saying, boy, stand up, you ain't meant to bleed. If the grave won't sing, then neither will I. I'm done digging places where I go to die. If the dirt stands firm when I speak my name, then I'll rise right here through guilt and flame. Got ash in my throat, blood on my hand, a cross that's rusted from the life I ran. If the grave won't have me, I ain't meant to drown. I'll walk out tall on this haunted ground. I knelt down slow where my ego died. Thought I'd hear echoes of the man that lied, but the pit was clean, emptier than sin, like it spared me out cause I didn't belong. And found my old knife buried in the mud, blade still stained with a promise and blood. I wiped it once on my torn up sleeve, whispered to the steel, you still believe. Now I went still as a nail shut prayer, felt some presence stand behind my stare. Could have been God, could have been my ghost, both know my shame better than most. I sliced my thumb on the sharpened spine, let a drop fall down like a fault of mine. The dirt didn't drink, it pushed it aside, like it told my blood, go learn to survive. I'll growl, I ain't dying here. Shadow his back, then drop your fear. I stood up slow with a grin half cracked, said bury me twice, I'll always come back. If the grave won't sing, then neither will I. I'm done, get tossed is where I go to die. If the dirt stands firm when I claim my name, then I'll live through ruin and walk through flame. Got ash in my throat, blood on my hand, a cross that still burns in the cold night sand. standing strong. My worst damn sins couldn't keep me long. If the grave steps back when I face its stare, then I was born to rise. Now right down there. If the grave won't sink, then neither will I. I'm done making coffins where I go to die. I came back to that house I once used to dodge, where I ditched every promise and buried every charge. Rotten wood, deadlocked, dust in the frame. Thought the past was sealed, thought it knew my name. Someone's down behind a cracked old hill. Wind blew cold like it meant to kill. I laid my hand on that ruined door, and damn thing opened inward like it wanted more. Room looked the same but clean in a way, like somebody swept all my sins away. I whisper low, breath thick as sin. If the past makes room, then I walk in. Who cleaned this place? Who kept my mess? I asked the dark, half bluff, half stress. Echo came back with a voice like mine, like my old self stood on the other side of time. If the door swings in, then I ain't gonna run. I'll face every damn ghost I tried to shun. If the past makes room for a man like me, then I'll step through slow, but I'll step in free. Got ash in my breath, blood on my sleeve, a Bible with pages too scared to leave. If the house holds still when I speak my name, I'll claim every sin and burn every shame. Crooked shelf, cold as the night, I abandoned myself. Found a letter to a priest unread, a little perfume left like a ghost half dead. I struck a match just to see her words. They fluttered like wings of a dying bird. Come home and said ink faded thin, like she whispered through the dust, where you been? I cut my thumb on the rusted hinge, let one drop fall, felt the house cringe. Blood hit the floor like a quiet vow, ritual for the man I'm trying to allow. I told the dark I ain't leaving twice. Shadow growled back, boy, you pay your price. I nodded slow, said hell that's fair, cause running from myself don't get me nowhere. If the door swings in, then I ain't turning back. I'll walk through fire, I'll walk that track. If the past makes room for a man undone, then I'll stand in that room till the healing's won. Got ash in my breath, blood on my sleeve, a cross on my neck, I still half believe. If this house stands still when I claim my name, then the man I was might burn, but the man I am remains. When I face it down, then I'll build my throne on this broken ground. He was walking walking down a dead road, midnight mile, boots in the gravel, sending his smile. Cold wind bit like a back road curse, every step forward felt a little rehearsed. He took one step in that wide black land, sky was empty like a shut off hymn. Then one lone star kicked on way out, green blue glow like a distant shout. He froze in the dark, smoke on his breath, thought of every dirty deed near death. He muttered, hell, that can't be for me, but the star held still like it wouldn't leave. He said, if as you don't play no game, eyes on the sky, heart full of shame. Wind danced at first, then the gravel sighed, like the whole damn night knew where he lied. He said, if that's you, don't play no game, eyes on the sky, heart full of shame. Wind danced at first, then the gravel sighed, like the whole damn night knew where he lied. They say the star waited on the second step, hung there quiet over all he left. When he moved again, it burned more bright, like heaven leaned closer to his crooked life. If the sky can wait on a lost man's stride, there's a God in the dark he can't outride. And when he growled, if the sky waits on me, yeah, I ain't slowing down till I'm finally free. He kept on walking, star stuck ahead like a tied rope to the thoughts in his head. Pulled out a locket, silver cracked, her wild-eyed picture staring right back. She was wildfire whiskey and Sunday dress. Loved him loud, then loved him less. He chose money, guns, and a dirt road throne, left her crying with a heart half stone. He flipped that cross on his busted chain, thumb smeared rust with a streak of vein. Cut his thumb on the jagged cross, let one drop fall like a blood-made prize. He knelt by a ditch where the tar turned black, star in the puddle, starred right back. He said, you watch me fall, you watch me rise, to the sky and the water and the guilt in his eyes. He snarled, devil you can walk beside, God if you're real then you decide. But this time my boots choose where I run, as the star stayed fixed like a loaded gun. They say the star waited on his second step, hung there quiet over all he kept. When he moved again, it burned more mean, like judgment and mercy shed one beam. If the sky can wait on a man that's stained with wild love shattered and dirty gain, then maybe his soul ain't all nailed down, just chained to the road of the skeleton town. Town. He laughed, if the sky waits on me, I ain't slowing down. Boots beat time on the cursed out ground, let the past stay buried where the black top ends. Walked in that cold green light like it was a friend, and the star didn't promise he'd come out clean, just drew a thin line through the in-between. So we followed that glow across the haunted plain, with a hard dark hole and a coat of flame. across the ridge, burying tracks I wish would fade. My hand shook, lighting up that fire like sins I never quite repaid. I thought the night would finish me, bones numb, breath tight and shallow. Just one more ghost in winter's book, forgotten in its final shadow. From the dark came growling low, a wolf with hunger in its eyes. I thought he'd steal my only warmth, just like I stole my alibis. But he just sat beside the flame, his cold blocking the icy wind. Like even wild things saw the truth I've been too broken to defend. I muttered, "You here to end me?" He stared back calm and still, as if he knew the only death I feared was dying by my will. The fire cracked like speaking up, lifting sparks against the snow, as if the world was telling me, stand up before you let go. If the wild protects my fire, then I'll protect what's left of me. If the cold can't kill my ember, then I ain't dying quietly. If a lone wolf guards my weakness, like it's something worth the fight, then I'll carry what's still burning, till my ashes learn the light. I fed the flame with broken twigs, like feeding hope with busted prayer. My breath made ghosts that circled him, but he just watched me sit and stare. I said I ain't been worth a damn. The snow replied with cracking ice, but that old wolf stayed still a stone, like judgment giving me advice. And in that glow I saw again the things I'd lost along the run. My brother's trust, my father's voice, the vows I dropped one by one. But even nature spared a man who'd failed more times than he could count. And mercy's colder when it comes from creatures living off the mount. Some nights you kneel before the dark, some nights the dark kneels back, showing you the smallest spark can fill the holes you lack. He lifted up his head as if to say the world ain't done, and I felt fire claim my chest like dawn before it's won. If the wild protects my fire, then I'll protect what's left of me. If the cold can't drown my heartbeat, I'll let it pound mercilessly. If a lone wolf guards my weakness, like it's something I can claim, then I'll rise out of this winter, carving worth out of my shame. If the night itself stands with me, hell, I'll stand with it the same. 'Cause what the wild saves from dying ought to learn to rise again. If the wild protects my fire, then I'll protect what's left of me. If the cold can't kill my heartbeat, I'll let it pound mercilessly. If a lone wolf guards my weakness, like it's something I can claim, then I'll rise out of this winter, carving worth out of my shame. If the night itself stands with me, hell, I'll stand with it the same. 'Cause what the wild saves from dying ought to learn to rise again. walk into that chapel, buried deep in dust and sin. Boots drag like you've been carrying every loss you ever lived. A rusted bell hangs quiet, same as the faith you threw away. Cold air breathing heavy like it knows what you won't say. You drop down to your knees, mumbling prayers you halfway mean. Heart beating like a warning from a past you ain't redeemed. Ain't no choir in the shadows, just the weight you didn't pay. And the silence hits harder than the words you couldn't pray. But when you whisper, Lord, I ain't worth a damn, something stirs inside those walls like they still know who you am. Even ruins keep a memory of the man you tried to hide. Even broken things can rise when you finally decide. If heaven answers once, you answer every damn day. If grace hits hard like thunder, you don't bow or look away. If that cracked bell calls your name, you call your own name too. If the sky speaks even once, hell won't speak louder than you. Your hands still stained from promises you broke in blood. Touches stone worn thin from folks who knelt where you once stood. And right then that bell explodes, deep, mean, alive. Sound cutting through the ruin, yelling, get up, survive. It don't sing for saints, don't sing for the clean. It sings for a sinner too damn proud to come clean. You whisper, is that for me? Voice rough, half believing. But the bell stays silent now, 'cause once was all you needed. One spark is enough to drag a dead soul from the fire. One breath can restart a man kneeling in the mire. If the world gives you one sign, only one chance to stand, you rise anyway, even weak, even damn. If heaven answers one, you answer every damn day. If mercy hits like gunfire, you walk straight into its aim. If that old bell rolls for you, you roll right back in kind. If the silence breaks just one, let that moment redefine. And if faith burns cold, you let it break your skin. If redemption knocks once, you open and walk in. I walk back to that mud swamp where I left my brother drowned, where guilt's as thick as tar and keeps your memories dragging down. The black dirt grabbed my boots like it was hungry for my sins, pulling hard like it remembered every lie I ever lived in. I didn't fight at first, though maybe sinking was my due. Let the mud climb past my ankles like it knew what I once knew. But then the ground went solid, pushed my weight up from below. Like the earth itself refused to let me finish sinking slow. I muttered down, you let me stand again. And for a breath I felt the world say, boy, you ain't done yet. Even dirt has got its mercy, even mud can carry men. Even sinners rise when the past won't let them in. If the earth won't take me down, then I rise till it does. If the swamp don't drown my name, then my name stands up. If the ground pushes back when I'm ready to fall, then hell can pull all it wants. I ain't sinking at all. I saw a shadow on that water, just a memory, just a ghost. The kind that never leaves you even when you need it most. I said, brother, I was young, I was stupid, I was scared. And the wind cut through the cattails like it whispered, at least you cared. Mud grabbed me once again, but softer, almost like a hand. Like the dead were pushing upward, saying, boy, you still a man. I clenched my jaw and stood, feeling something break inside. Not the guilt, but the coward that been running all my life. Some roads drag you under, some roads force you upright. Some sins drown slow, some sins drag you back to fight. If the land gives you one moment, one chance to breathe through pain, then you use that damn moment and you rise again. If the earth won't take me down, then I rise till it does. If redemption feels like mud, I'll crawl till I'm tough enough. If the ground pushes back, then I push back twice as hard. If the past wants a reckoning, it can meet me in the yard. And if fate don't claim my fall, then I'll stand where I once bled. If the swamp won't keep me buried, I walk out from it through that thornwood, arms cut open, breath run thin, looking like a man who cared every wrong he'd ever been. Branches clawed his jacket, blood slid down his withered skin. Like the forest kept account of every debt he held within. He pushed ahead through darkness, thinking pain was what he owed, believing suffering was safer than the truth he never showed. But then a wall of thorn spikes, meaning tangled tight and wide, shifted open like a doorway meant for only him to stride. He froze and whispered, why you letting me through? The wind replied so quiet, boy, the world ain't done with you. Even thorns show mercy when a soul gets tired enough. Even nature moves He saw a memory flicker, her silhouette beneath the pines. The woman he once ruined with his sins and crooked lines. He whispered, darling, I was faithless, but I ain't faithless anymore. And the thorns behind him shifted back, sealing up that open door. Like the forest didn't want him running back the way he came. Like redemption only moves in one direction, through the shame. So he clenched his fists and walked, feeling grace inside the pain. For the first time in his life, he felt worthy of his name. Some woods will rip you open, some woods heal the cut they made. Some sins demand to walk through fire before they ever start to fade. But when thorn spikes shift aside, when the hurt lets you pass through, you straighten up your back and let the man you were grow new. If the thorns make room for him, he'll learn to rise to walk. If the wild steps back for him, he'll hear destiny talk. If the path unlocks itself in a forest built for scars, then he'll rise through every shadow like he's chasing down the stars. If the world gives him a doorway where he once deserved the knife, then he'll walk it like a sinner who just chose a harder life. Dust sticking to my tongue, heat chewing up my breath. When I walk back to that old crossroads where I first learned fear. Sand cracked like old bone under my boots, and every path looked dead, like none of them wanted me near. I kicked a stone just to hear something move, but the ground cracked open, told me like it knew my sins by name. A vulture flapped off a signpost, feathers falling slow, looking at me the same way a preacher looks at shame. I muttered, ain't nobody left to point the way. But the dirt shifted again like it had something to say. Sweat burned my eyes, but the message stayed plain. If the land keeps speaking, then I better stop running from pain. Here the road moves for me, then I'll move till the world does. I ain't bowing down to fate. If fate can bow to us, if the dirt wants my boots, then I'll stomp till the dust kicks blood. If the world shifts just to guide my step, then I walk to the desert flood. I kneel down, scooped up sand like holding a broken past. Let it drain slow, a cheap funeral for the man I used to be. But the wind spun around and shoved it back in my face, marking me with red grit like some damn outlaw liturgy. Then came a voice from nowhere, rough, low, old as stone. Boy, you ain't lost, you're scared of choosing. I spat to the side and talked back to the sky. If you want me moving, then quit confusing. The horizon bent just a hair enough for me to see. A road form out of cracks like bone hidden under heat. No angels, no devils, no lovers, no lies. Just a path that dared me to lift my feet. Every grain of sand seemed to lean my way, like the land itself refused to let me stay. And I swore them, mud in my teeth, ghosts at my back. I ain't dying at a crossroads, waiting for my courage to crack. 'Cause the road moves for me. Oh, hey. Then I move till the world breaks open. Oh, if the ground shifts under my boots, oh, then I treat that tremor like a token. Ain't no curse that's gonna stop my stride. Ain't no sin that can drown my blood. The world lights up when I step forward. Then I walk till sand turns mud. And if the desert itself picks up my name, then I shout it back louder than flame. It was that hour when the sky ain't dark nor light, when a man's shadow quits following and walks off on his own. He stood at the cliff's edge, boots half over nothing, breath ragged like he'd been out running every ghost he owned. Camera sweet, rock face hollow, canyon yawning wide, the kind of silence that laughs at cowards, calls them by name. He hollered down just once, just to hear himself fade, but the echo came back stronger, like thunder speaking his shame. It wasn't mocking, no, it pushed his spine upright, like the world said, boy, I ain't burying you tonight. Dust curled at his boots, like it wanted him to choose. Stand or fall, either way, the canyon wouldn't lose. If an empty world screams louder back, then he ain't done screaming yet. If the canyon throws a name like fire, then he ain't dying full of regret. He's cracked, he's wrong, but Lord, he's standing with nothing left but grit and breath. If the voice shouts out his worth again, then he'll shout louder than death. Knelt down, grabbed a fist of red sand, let it fall slow, a small funeral for sins he ain't confessed. But the wind shoved it back at him, hitting his chest like truth, marking him red like some outlaw version of being blessed. He heard a voice, not God, not devil, but something older, echo sliding up the canyon wall like an old man's prayer. Son, you can run from the living, hide from the dying, but you can't outrun your own damn air. And he stood, shaking angry, standing all the same. That echo rolled again, hitting his ribs like a dead, telling him the ground ain't taking quitters today. Even the cliff leaned forward like it wanted to hear whether he'd ride or walk away. If the empty world screams louder back, then he ain't done fighting storms. If the canyon fires his name up right, then he'll walk like a man reborn. Ain't holy light, no devil's pull, just a beat
beating, so refusing death. If that echo keeps returning strong, then he'll meet it with stronger breath. He turned his back on the fall below, boots hitting dirt with a promised care. If the world still screams for him to rise, he'll rise harder than it expects. Taking that last ball out, hitting graves like a drum line from hell. I'm dragging my boots past stones that remember me too well. Lantern in my hand, flickering, same as my damn face. Rust on a handle, smoke on my breath, both barely hanging in place. Camera cuts, fog crawl across a dead man's names. Storm trying to drown me out like it knows I earned the blame. I mutter to the dark, ain't nothing left alive. And the wind claws in, and the lantern rolls to life. Flame jumping high like it's mad I tried to quit. Like God punched a storm, saying boy not yet. Every shadow on the tombstone's turning back toward me, as if the dead wanna judge how hard I'll stand or bleed. If a rusted lantern outlives stone, then I'll live mine. If a dying flame could punch the dark, then I'll punch back twice in time. I ain't bowing out just cause the wind blows me. I'm standing tall in the mess I made. If that stubborn fire keeps burning on, then I'm damn well staying away. Deeper in the graveyard, guilt dragging like a chain. See the cross where I once begged God to forget my name. Rain hits the metal, steam rise like a quiet prayer. Feels like the sky sins I laid bare. Then I hear a voice, not holy, not hellbound, just my own broken tone. Boy, you run from the fire, but you carry the spark. I freeze right there. Stone graves, lantern dark, all looking like witnesses. Flames swaying wild, painting gold on the rain, showing pieces of the man I ain't buried yet. Even the wind pauses a second like it wants me to breathe, like the night itself ain't ready to watch me leave. If a rusty lantern outlives storms, then I outlive my shame. If that flame swings back against the dark, then I swing harder at the pain. Ain't destiny, ain't mercy, just a stubborn man refusing to grave. And a fire that keeps reminding me I ain't done paying nor saving. So I let that lantern high enough for my past to see me stand. If that old flame refuses dying, then I'll rise right where I am.
myself down in a field of dust, chest beating hard like an iron buzz. Night fell white as a sinner's death, stars looking down like they ain't done yet. Painting my ribs like a blacksmith swing, couldn't tell if it's death or a warning sting. I close my eyes thinking nobody cares, just me and the sky too high to share. But when I opened up, slow as a prayer, one pale streak of starlight bent through the air. Not falling down, just lower inside, like it came to judge if I'd rise tonight. I muttered, what the hell you want with me? When answers soft, stand up and see. Feel like the heavens lean close to say, boy, I measure men by the fights they stay. If the sky comes down to measure me, then I'll rise on blood and memory. If the stars dip low just to test my name, I climb out the dark through hurt and flame. Got ash in my lungs, old sins on my skin, a cross on my neck I wore thin and thin. If the sky bows down just to see my grit, I'll rise, goddamn, till my scars all fit. I remember her face in the starlit dawn, wild love eyes I depended on. I left her standing on a dirt road bench, swore I'd come back, then I broke that in. Carried that guilt like a brand on my hide, like a steel cold truth that never died. Now that same sky she prayed under once drops low on me like it wants to blunt. I pour my flask, take one slow drink, burn it's deep, makes a man wanna think. Then I slice my thumb on a rust-tied ring, let a drop fall upward toward that thing. Blood shines red in the cold star glare, turns bright as fire in the midnight air. Felt like the heavens whispered back through grit, stand up, son, you ain't done with it yet. I coughed, if you're real, then watch me try. Sky hung low like a long reply. I clenched my fist, breathed dust, and I said I'll rise for real, even if it bites. If the sky comes down to measure me, then I'll rise past pain and history. If the stars lay low just to watch me fight, I'll stand tall, bruised but burning bright. Got ash in my lungs, old sins on my skin, a rope of regrets I won't die in. If the sky stoops low just to test my wit, I'll rise, hell-bent till I rise to it. And I ain't clean, but I breathe like hell. My heart still hits like a rusted bell. If the sky steps down just to check my soul, then I'll climb that light till I'm whole. Night ain't mercy, but it ain't a lie. It shows who breaks and who learns to rise. So I lift my head with a cracked up grin, let the sky judge me. I'll rise till I reach it. If the sky